biggest game of the weekend. Chelsea welcomes Manchester City, or should I just say rejuvenated Manchester City. The conquerors of Arsenal, and of course the conquerors of Manchester City. Is Chelsea the next in line to be conquered by this Manchester City team? But then it's Chelsea without Enzo Fernandez. The last time Chelsea played Man City, it was Enzo who helped them get 1 point. But then they'll be without Enzo Fernandez. First, was that a foolish decision to make? I mean, is Chelsea not better against Manchester City without Enzo? Maybe they should have just done 1 match ban. Did they have to do 2?
Well, it's we look at for Chelsea and Enzo Fernandez. It's a very, very precarious situation. They wanted to lay down a marker. They wanted to lay down.
They can't lay down with one game back.
They want to instill that discipline.
They needed something. They needed to make a statement.
They need a scapegoat. So
they needed to make a statement. And 2 match ban was, I think they were being lenient with 2 match ban actually.
Even I'm telling you, after the 2 matches, I don't see Enzo playing for Chelsea this season.
I still see him playing for Chelsea because they need
this season.
They need all the players.
Rosner said they have had a long talk and he believes they're on the same page now.
They need all
even though it may still lead to him, leaving at the end of the season, but he said they're on the same page now.
Well, if you look at Chelsea's midfield, I don't think they have any player
with a profile.
With that kind of profile, that kind of skill set of Enzo Fernandez. So definitely they will need Enzo Fernandez. And we all know that they are fighting for Champions League.
But then, looking at the way Liam Rossno used to set up his team, I don't think he will really be missed. It's the likes of the profile of Maresca, the pattern of Mikel Arteta and Pep that needs a player like Enzo Fernandez in the team, like a box-to-box, supporting in the attack at the same time supporting in the defense. But Liam Rossno prefer 4-2-1-3. That 2 should be 2. I don't think you get it. So
Andre Santos, Casedo, Lavia, Casedo, Enzo, Casedo.
Or you should go. That way. So, for him to have made him a scapegoat, I used to tell people he has calculated the cost. Because I believe
he's covered in that position.
I even believe he's been forced to be using him because he was using an off position. It's not an attacking midfield. And he used him for a long period of time in that attacking midfield, and they only get a win. So, and because of Enzo, because Enzo should play, he's changing Kupamas to the right wing. So, and it hasn't been effective. And look at the last match he played. Pama came to the middle and everything. They scored 7 goals.
We already know how Manchester City will set up. It looks like that same against Arsenal. I mean, you don't change winning team. So Bernardo Silva and Rodri, Doku and Semenyo on the wings, Cheki behind Haaland. Looks like it's working right now. Nico Riley is back to the left back position, and the Onotoris on the bench. Martin Nunes keeps his place at right back. Looks like Kusanov finally has a place as a starter, partnering maybe Maguire and of course Donnarumma in goal. So that's sort of settled. But then let's talk about Chelsea. Chelsea is the one that we do not know how exactly the setup is going to go. Let's start with the defense. I mean, who comes in? Fofana, Tosin, Chalobah is still. I believe Chalobah is still quite injured right about now. Cucurella should come in at left back, right? And Reece James. Right now, Malo Gusto is playing really well.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Does Reece James? We're not sure if Reece James is fit, but if he's fit, does he come back to right back? How is that back line looking for you?
Well, okay,
I'm saying Fofana, Chile. Fofana, Badiashile, and Cucurella, Gusto. So if James is available, James can be put on the middle.
Okay.
With Caicedo.
Well, I think knowing fully well, one thing that will be at the back of Chelsea's fans and the players' mind is that in the last 9 matches, they've not defeated Manchester City.
But at least they had
last time they had 3 draws.
I mean, we have seen 4-4 draw, we have seen 2-2 draw, we have seen 1-1 draws.
Last time they defeated Man City was May 2021. So
that's quite a long time.
That's a very, very long time. So right now, and one of Chelsea's Achilles heel under Liam Rossno has to be the defense, because it looks like when they are playing against players that are fast, they kind of have issues against them. We saw it against Newcastle United. How they against PSG. We saw it against PSG as well.
Against Everton.
So it against Everton. So when it comes to players being fast, they don't really have an answer for that. So I want to go with defenders that might give him something a little bit
Okay, like this Senegalese, right?
Nah, I don't think he will use Sarr. I don't think he will start Sarr.
Mamadou Sarr.
I don't think he will start Sarr. I think he might start Hato in defense or Achepong.
Because not about their shell.
I don't see him starting by their shell.
All right, let's really talk about how Liam Rosner, before we move on to the other parts of the field, how should he approach this game? Sit back, go out and attack them, try and keep it tight in the midfield. Well, what kind of approach should Liam Rosner, apply in this game?
Manchester City's last 2 games have been draws against sides that you expect they will actually defeat them, and that's the West Ham. I think Newcastle United. I'm not sure, but then this side they did something. They sucked in pressure
and then hit on the
counter attack. Yeah, Nottingham Forest as well. So and they took their chances.
That's it. And Chelsea has prolific attackers. I'm telling you.
That's
Willian is available now.
Yeah,
Neto is there. So I still believe Chelsea should not sit too low. I would rather prefer like a mid block. Because Chelsea
not a low block.
Yeah, Chelsea don't have profiles to play a low block.
That defense line is not.
Obama is not even disciplined to maintain a low block structure. The likes of Pedro Neto will cover up. Stamford Bridge is not that disciplined too at the same time. But why not have, since you're having 4-2-3-1, 4-2-1-3 or 4-2-3-1, why not have your 4 and 2? That's 6 players to be in your half. Then the 3 should be some kind of going and coming. And believe me, Manchester City is a team that at times they lose concentration. Once they are playing you, they tend to come all out. And believe me, a player is not enough to mark João Pedro. Go and ask us now.
All right, let's continue. The midfield we have, is it Romelu Lavia, Caicedo and Santos continues?
I think it will most likely go with Santos, Caicedo.
And then front line also seems like it's going to be Pedro and Estavio.
Yeah, Pedro, Neto, Estavio, João Pedro, Kopama. Then Robert Sanchez at the goal.
So what's prediction for this game like?
It's not, people, aside from the fact that
I wish... Come down from the Arsenal fan in you.
Yes, that's what I was talking about. Aside from the fact that I wish Chelsea well in this game. But people are undermining Chelsea's ability in this game. Do
they have any ability coming from the last couple of games we've seen them play? Forget about the Port Vale game.
Yeah, I know, but at least that's a trigger. I'm telling you, that's enough of a trigger. They won 7-0. 7 goes to, I don't think Arsenal has had that defeat in 2 or 3 years. 7 goes to 0. That's much.
Against Port Vale.
Against a team. It's a professional competition. But it's not as if Chelsea, no, let's not forget about Chelsea is still Chelsea. But I think Chelsea still have the resources to stop City. I'm not seeing a win for Chelsea, but Chelsea can still get a draw. So it's either a win or a draw for City.
You agree with that?
For me, City right now, they don't have the luxury of dropping any more points. Because they know if they drop more points right now,
title race is
over.
And moreover, let's not forget Arsenal will be playing before their match. If Arsenal should win their game,
they open up a 12-point gap, waiting for the result of that game.
So the pressure will be on them. And Chelsea should be able to capitalize on that at the same time. But I don't want to even think that we are. Arsenal will win their game.
Because also, if Arsenal doesn't win, then there's no way the City will be losing. Once City sees that Arsenal don't drop points like this,
Arsenal will win their game, so then there will be pressure on City.
So you also think Chelsea cannot do this?
Chelsea have not really been consistent. I mean,
they show up when they need to.
Yeah, they show up when they need to. That's under the likes of Maresca. Under Rosner.
I think Rosner was the one that played City that got the draw.
No, was it? It was not Rosner.
I think it was
their last coach.
Okay, it was their interim McFine or
McFine. Yeah, that interim.
It was their interim coach. So under Liam Rosner, they played Arsenal 3 times. Lost all 3. So I don't really see him doing much against any big team.
He played PSG twice, lost.
Chelsea has the resources, they have the manpower, but that is the manager's ability that's in question.
So what do you say?
I'm going with the Manchester City win.
Whoa! So Manchester still win or draw? Manchester still win. Whatever happens, don't carry Chelsea win. No say will not tell you.